Ready. Play.
How does it feel coming back here in Madrid?
Like every week, feels like yesterday. It feels like we were just here, which is crazy. But no, I'm happy to be back. I thought I had a great clay season last year, and I'm excited to see, what I can do this year. And had a good week in Charleston as well. So I feel like I'm feeling pretty comfortable on the clay.
Good.
What did reaching the final here a year ago mean to your career?
Yeah, I think that was my first 1,000 final. Definitely was a big step for me, let alone being on, clay. I think was kind of a little bit of a surprise to myself and other people, but it gave me a lot of confidence. I think starting the whole clay swing, going into the French Open, it really helped. And I think it definitely changed my perspective of like what I could do at big events. And I was always close, but I think making that final was a big deal. And had a really good match with Ons, who had a really good clay court season that year. I think final of Rome as well. So it definitely gave me a lot more confidence on the surface, and I think that helps when you're looking at the year. Knowing that you could still do well on the clay is always helpful.
Yeah.
Did making the final kind of change change your ambition? I guess your week-to-week ambition of, there was a time when making quarters and round of 16s at a big tournament would have been massive. Somehow, I know somewhere along the line that started to change for you.
Yeah. And I think that was like the next step was going semis, finals, and making a final was obviously a big deal. And I think it just kind of knocks down a barrier in your brain a little bit about where your perspective is and where you can go when you're playing these big events. So yeah, definitely.
So what is your goal for the clay court season? Do you set yourself a goal? Do you say, I want to be getting to finals, I want to be winning titles, or do you just take each match as it comes?
I feel like, I don't really have a goal for a season. I feel like I just try to win one match. Every time it comes up, whoever I'm supposed to play, I just try to win the next match. And I think my goal throughout the year, is to win events or win bigger events and win tournaments. And I always want to win the tournament that I'm in. But at the same time, these weeks are so long, and the clay court season seems long as well. So I think first week here, I'm just trying to get used to the conditions and be ready for my first round.
Your doubles partner Coco was talking about the longer, shorter format alternatives. Which one do you prefer
for the events?
For these events? Yeah.
When you're winning, the 2 weeks nice. When you're losing, it sucks.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things. I would prefer maybe if it was a little shorter. I know sometimes a week, playing singles and doubles, especially me, would be a lot, but 2 weeks sometimes can seem long. So I don't know if there's a happy medium there somewhere, but...
Are you going to play doubles at each of these events all the way through to the French?
We're entered, so we'll see. But yes, that means yes. Planning on playing.
Just in terms of making the final here and kind of believing in your game a little bit more on clay starting last season. Was it something that clicked in terms of the adjustments that you made to get the success that you did, or was that realizing that you didn't have to change as much as you thought you might
on
have
the
to?
On the surface?
On the surface, yeah.
I think it was a combination of things. I think my movement got a little bit better. I think in general I was just playing better. I think my level was just higher than it had been previous years. So I think that was a combination of things, of playing better. I think I was more open to what I need to do differently, which wasn't that much.
Right.
I guess when you're looking, you probably don't notice, but I think just little mental things, where to serve, where to return, what to do when the conditions get heavy, adding in more drop shots, which I always did drop shot, but maybe doing it more. So I feel like just really minor adjustments and just kind of having the right mindset coming in that, okay, it's clay, but if you come in with a negative attitude, I feel like some players do that don't like the surface. You're kind of losing before you even get there. So I think it was just keeping a really good open mindset as well.
Is it hard to kind of recalibrate going from a long hard court season to the clay season? Especially given last year we didn't have a ton of success on clay until here last year.
Yeah.
Is it kind of hard to recalibrate and get yourself into a positive mindset?
I don't know if it's getting into a positive mindset. I think just it's a long year, so going from different surfaces, different conditions, different countries.
Yeah.
I think that is just what's tiring. I always did okay on clay, back in the States, so I didn't think I was a terrible clay court player. I think it was more just adjusting and getting used to being I was playing better at the time, and bigger events. I was starting to do better at bigger events. So I think it was more just like momentum, using the same momentum from the hard court season to go into the clay court season, where as maybe years before, I didn't quite have that.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.